My name is Saibal Sen, and this is my story with Colourful Heritage. I came over here October 1964, and it was very difficult to get admission to engineering college because it's very competitive. And although I graduated over there, but I wanted to do engineering because I liked it, My parents decided, they would send it over here, send me over here, and that was the reason I came. I had 3 places, one in London and one in Glasgow and another one in Utah in America. And obviously when I was doing geography, and I used to read Clydebank in Glasgow, renowned for ship making, or I used to know about Glasgow, so I decided I'll come to Glasgow. Glasgow University at that time, but when I came over here, it became Strathclyde University on that year. I came by Air India, and it was a straightforward journey. Came to London, and then it was a very hot day, I will remember, and there is a bus taking from main airport to the other section of the airport where the flight for Glasgow was. And I can remember it was very warm over there, and I never expected. And anyway, we got the plane from London to Glasgow, and the Glasgow airport was very basic at that time. It's not this airport. And we came in the afternoon, and when we came out, then I felt a little bit cold, and it was a nice, beautiful October afternoon, golden sun, and we are going to the city with a bus, and I looked outside, and there's no people for some reason or other. It was that was the first reaction. Why there are no people? Because you're coming from India or Calcutta, near Calcutta, there are everywhere you see, there always you would see people. But when I came near the hostel, I never seen, maybe 1 or 2 people. I said, I thought maybe somebody died or something, very quiet. But I didn't realize that time, and it was Sunday, by the way, and nobody is out. And I came to the hostel and took 2 steps in, and I can see Bengali music coming from a hostel. So I realized, I met the people I showed you in the photograph, Mr. Ganguly, Devidas Ganguly, and he's putting Tagore songs, because we are few people, 3 or 4 people coming from India, staying in that hostel, and there are no local people over there, local students, because they would come on next day or something, and it was very difficult to get a good job in engineering at that time. And I was not that brilliant student or anything, but I tried my luck. I went to work in a factory in Bradford it's an audio engineering company. I stayed over there for about 6 months, and it was just a production line, and my job is to find fault finding. So I didn't like that very much. At that time, a job came up in Place, and they were bringing the factory in Alexandria in Dumbarton, and so they were looking for engineers. So I applied to that, and I got the job. So I came back to Scotland. After 9 months or 10 months, they decided they want to close the factory. So I had options, so I went for teachers training in Notre Dame. It's not, it doesn't exist anymore, but it used to be a teachers training college, Notre Dame. So I went for a year or so, and I get the teaching qualification for maths and science. I took teaching job in a school in Port Glasgow, which is the other side, because they they wanted to give me some extra money, but I didn't realize what type of school was that. So it was a junior secondary school. So I had my probation about 2 years over there. Not much teaching, but anyway, we tried my best to teach the students who are not willing to learn. But still I remember there was a girl out of that school, only one girl. I said to the rector and her parents, that you got somebody, look after her, and after 20 years or 25 years, my daughter used to work, and she came to that and asked her about me. Am I her father? She said yes. Then she said about something about that incident, that I told her parents, and it was really nice to hear that, a job came to Hachi, and I came to Hutchison Grammar School in 1975, I think, yes. And I stayed until 2009, and then I retired from them. These kids were fine, but there are some kids, kids should be kids, they, I don't mind that, but I realized, that you have to go to their level, to talk to them, you have to praise their the singer they like, you have to talk about that singer, then they would know you, then they would like to talk to you, and or any player, football player, if any boys, so you have to, that's how they build up the relation, and they are good, but there are incidences, there is a confrontation, there are one or two, but that's, I won't mind anyway. So I met my wife in 1968 in Albert Dancing Hall, and the relation was on off, because of some people wouldn't like that, especially from her side, and but I was asked to go and talk to the people in their church. So I went and talked to them, and slowly they accepted me, and I think we got married in 1970, and then we got the job with Place at that time, and we got a new house, brand new house, but no money to furnish. So we, that's we began the conjugal life. When I was young, I was stayed in a hostel for a long time, right from the age of 11 or 12, I think. And I'm used to it, just staying away from the home. I know how to cook, I know how to iron, sew buttonholes and things like that. I was really independent. Whatever I did, I never had I didn't want anybody's help. I wanted to do myself. Because I was over here when I was student. I never had no money, but I managed to buy a car from from getting loans from other people. Not much, of course, but I paid them back. And Mr. Ganguly was there, one of them. He gave me some money as well. And we used to tramp Harold, and he used to take them to Loch Lomond and places like that, and go to university every day. At that time, there is no congestion or anything, and there is no parking meter and they all contribute towards the petrol we bet, and that was fine, So I was busy with my car and my life and my family, in the beginning. So I was quite happy, although we haven't had much money, but we were happy, that was the main thing, I think. The upbringing in India was very strict, because you don't have any independence as such. Anything you want to do, it has to be okay from your parents or from your elders. And that's one of the reasons I stayed over here. In India, my uncle asked, why not coming back to India? I said to him that it's difficult for me to come back now, because I'm settled over there. I married a Scottish girl. She would find it difficult, and she won't be happy. I'm pretty sure about it. She won't be very happy. I think the people should, young people especially, they should respect the culture of this country, and at the same time they should enjoy their own culture and own activities,